Yeah, so the title's pretty self-explanatory. Basically, I have chosen to become a coffee addict for the summer, and it's been a much more interesting experience than I expected. So, like, I've been dabbling with coffee for a couple years now, and for a while, I chose to settle into only using it on my days off from my job, only having coffee on my days off when I was working on my own stuff to preserve that energy for my own work, for my videos, and to not have coffee on a daily basis because then I could prevent myself from building a tolerance for caffeine. And that way I wouldn't need 7 cups of coffee or whatever. I could just have 1 cup and it would hit me and still have full effect, and I could have a very productive day once in a while. That's the way I used to use coffee. Now, having 2 jobs for the first time ever, I am not getting nearly enough sleep. I've been averaging like slightly less than 7 hours lately, which is not good. And I really, really need to get to bed. I should have been in bed over an hour ago at this point. But I just got back and I had to take my shower, and now I have to make a video because I'm doing the every other day thing. And then I have other things that I need to do that you'll find out about eventually. Little things that I'm recording every single day, like 60 seconds at a time. And eventually I'll put that together into something. And it's like I'm not getting much sleep. And then I wake up and I have my cup of coffee right away, 1 cup, first thing in the morning. And the key thing that I am trying to do is to have that cup of coffee done within the first hour of the day, because caffeine has a half-life of 6 hours. So 6 hours later, half of the caffeine is in my system, half is no longer in effect. 6 hours later, another 6 hours. So 12 hours later, like if I wake up at 5:30 a.m., have the coffee done by 6:45, then by noon, half of it's in my system. By 6 p.m., a quarter of it is still in my system. By midnight that night, an eighth of it is still in my system, disturbing my sleep. And 24 hours later, when I'm getting up the next day to get my next cup of coffee, a 16th of that coffee is still in my system. So that is an ideal situation. If I have that cup of coffee done in the first hour of the day and I don't have any more for the rest of the day, that is the ideal situation with caffeine. And it's disturbing sleep because an eighth is still in my system at midnight. uh, and I've known this for a long time, which is why I was always very, very careful with caffeine. And especially whenever I go on vacations, I don't have caffeine at all, to give my body the time to purge it out of my system, and to get some like good, deep, like restorative healing sleep. Because, and I forget the exact neuroscience behind it, but there is a difference between, or there is a change in sleeping on caffeine, even if it's a little bit. It kind of stops you from going into those deeper brainwave states where you're getting a better sleep, a more restorative sleep. So that's where caffeine's real dangers lie, is in the deprivation, not of sleep, but of good sleep. And so this summer is the first time ever that I've chosen to have caffeine every morning, every day, because I'm not getting enough sleep, and I basically need it in order to be awake enough to function and do my job properly. And it's a much more interesting experience than I expected, because especially, I don't even remember if it was today or yesterday. All the days are blending together. Brief side note, it's like earlier today, I suddenly realized, where did the last month and a half go? Like, literally, I blinked and it's gone. Anyways, I don't remember if it was today or yesterday morning, but it must have been, I don't know. When I woke up, I was really tired, really groggy, did not want to get up. And I just went about my habits. I have a habit tracker where I have my list of everything I need to do in the morning. That way I don't have to think about it. So when I'm tired and I can't think, I just go to the list. It tells me what to do, and I just do it. And I follow my routines. And then I get to the cup of coffee, and half an hour later, I'm like, oh, I am awake. I I have energy. I feel well rested. Whoa. I've always, so that, as I was saying before, I've used caffeine as a way to give myself that extra boost when I needed extra productivity. I've never used it as a way to bring myself back to baseline from sleep deprived. And that is a totally different experience. Between going from baseline to a boosted state of like, I'm getting a lot done, is very different than starting from sleep deprived and just bring yourself up to normal. And it's really weird and jarring and concerning. Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. It's one of those things that I don't even know how to explain it. I don't even know if I had the time to make like a more well-produced video, how would I even portray that? How would I convey that? It's one of those things that like you kind of have to experience it yourself. I don't know of any way of anything I could say or do or show on a video that could give you that experience. It's like there's no way of expressing that. It's something that affects like your consciousness itself. So you would have to experience it for yourself. And that frustrates the hell out of me as a content creator. It's like, how would I express that in this medium? I don't know. But yeah, so that was an interesting reflection of, I'd say about a week of consistent daily coffee and a week of consistent no, I don't even know how much sleep I was getting the last month and a half because I haven't done my habit tracker or my sleep tracker for 5 weeks, and now finally the last week I have been doing it. So I don't even know how much sleep I was getting before, or if I was having coffee or not. I don't remember. I don't have time to remember that kind of pointless things. I just write it down in here and move on with my day to other things. That's what I like about habit tracker, sleep tracker, is like I just quick jot down, and then I don't have to think about it. It frees me up to think about other things. But anyways, that's another topic. There was something else I was going to say as a side note. Oh, right. I've been doing my videos as live streams lately instead of as recording and uploading because I'm being lazy, and it's easier to just hit live and talk and then call it done. I don't have to move files around. I don't have the temptation to edit the video. I also find that I'm much better at, like, how do I say that? When I'm recording, if I get like 30 seconds in and it's like, oh, I don't like the way I said that, I just stop the recording and start over. And I don't like that because then I just keep doing that over and over. And then eventually I get frustrated enough to the point where, hold on, I'm on a whole nother topic here. Nah, screw it. I'll finish anyway. Yeah, I keep doing that over and over. It's like, I didn't like how that was going, so I'll just stop recording, start a new recording. Okay, let's try it again. And you do that like 3 or 4, 7, 14, 10 times. And finally, I get to the point where I'm like, you know what, screw it. I'll edit the video. And I hit record, and then I say things, and then I was like, no, I'll just re-say this, and I'll say that differently, and I'll move on to this, and oh, I forgot to say this thing, and then I edit the video. But I don't have time to edit these days. And I found that, interestingly, when I go live, I just say things. amazing. Like, because I have no other choice. I can't edit this. I just, oh, we just hit 10 minutes. Yeah, I just hit live, say things, and then boom, that's the video. But I do wonder about how YouTube's going to treat it as a live stream VOD, video on demand. As like a replay of a live stream versus something that I've uploaded. I'm assuming their algorithm's going to treat it differently. It's not going to push the video to viewers in the same way, probably. So that's concerning. That I may be, through my laziness, hurting my channel's potential growth in a way. I don't know. That's something I think about, and that whole tangent right there should have been its own video, but I wanted to briefly mention that, and it turned out to be not so brief. But that's okay. I'm going to go wrap up my nightly chores and get to bed. And luckily, I get the next 2 mornings off. Well, actually tomorrow for sure. The next morning probably. And then Saturday I have the whole day off. Oh, it's going to be great. And then I can like go to bed early. I just thought of another tangent, but I was like, I think I'll go on that one anyway because it's slightly related to the coffee thing. Is that I'm still so on the fence about, should I allow myself to sleep in on my days off, or should I keep the morning or the wake up time consistent and just go to bed early on the days where I'm able to? I hate that YouTube shows me that there's a viewer counter to show me how many people are watching, because there's one person watching for most of this, and I didn't want to acknowledge them because I'm treating this like it's a recording and not like it's a live stream. And now as soon as I mentioned this other tangent, now they left. And I don't know who it was, and no one typed in the comments, and I hate that. Participants, just me. I don't see any way of shutting that off, because that irritates the hell out of me, that it shows me how many people are watching. I don't want to know that. I don't care. All I care about is what I'm saying, what I'm doing, and the chat. It looks like they're back. How do I turn that off? The viewer counter. It annoys the hell out of me. This stream is devolved at this point. I don't think I can, because I'm using just YouTube Studio, like in browser on their website. I'm not even using like OBS or anything like that. I'm doing the bare minimum here just to scrape by with getting some sort of content out on a every other day basis. Anyways, that's it for tonight. I really need to get to bed. You probably should too. I don't know who it is that's watching. I can tell there's one person watching, but thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. I don't know if you caught the part of me explaining that I'm treating this as if I'm recording a video, but I'm just uploading it. Because I noticed that there's been at least one viewer in most of my streams, but they never say anything. And then I feel weird of like, who's there? Who am I talking to? And then I have to just like act as if there's no one there and just talk as if I'm just talking to a camera, even though talking to a camera is the same thing as talking to that person, except doing it live, they just see me immediately, versus talking to a camera, they're just going to see me later. And for whatever reason, it's weird when they see me immediately. I think because it's like they're actually there versus when it's just a camera, it's like it's just me. And I don't have to think about the viewer. But some creators do think about the viewers when they're recording. I don't know. Videos are weird. I should also be looking up there. Hi. like a good YouTuber, but instead I'm looking at my viewfinder. Why am I still talking? Bye. Good night. Thank you for watching. Have a good night.